After years of preparation and months of speculation, Israel attacked its #1 enemy, Iran. In an unprecedented operation, Israel attacked Iran's nuclear facilities and eliminated many nuclear scientists and Iran's senior leadership. The nation of Israel is preparing for the possibility of weeks of war and retaliation from Iran. Here's the latest, followed by my conversation with CBN correspondent Chuck Holton in Armenia on the border of Iran. Called Operation Rising Lion, Israeli warplanes attacked strategic sites throughout Iran and in Tehran itself. Just after the attack began, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu addressed the nation and the world.
This operation will continue for as many days as it takes to remove this threat. For decades, the tyrants of Tehran have brazenly, openly called for Israel's destruction. They've backed up their genocidal rhetoric with a program to develop nuclear weapons.
He warned Iran was on the verge of those nuclear weapons.
In recent months, Iran has taken steps that it has never taken before, steps to weaponize this enriched uranium. And if not stopped, Iran could produce a nuclear weapon in a very short time. It could be a year, it could be within a few months, less than a year. This is a clear and present danger to Israel's very survival.
President Trump had given Iran 2 months, 60 days to negotiate an end to its nuclear program. That deadline passed Thursday, and Israel attacked on day 61. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio announced the U.S. is not taking part directly in the attack. Trump posting on Truth Social, "We remain committed to a diplomatic resolution to the Iran nuclear issue," adding that Iran first must completely give up hopes of obtaining a nuclear weapon. The IDF announced its warplanes hit targets throughout Iran. Online videos out of Iran showed the aftermath of the explosions at nuclear sites like Natanz, Isfahan, and others. The IDF also announced it eliminated senior Iranian leaders, including Armed Forces Commander Mohammad Bagheri, Revolutionary Guard Commander Hussein Salami, and Air Defense Commander Ghulam Ali Rashid. The IDF and Mossad also eliminated several key nuclear scientists. Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Khamenei warned that Israel would face severe punishment for the strikes, and Iran launched hundreds of drones in retaliation. But the IDF announced most of them were destroyed. Iranian-born global terrorism expert Dr. Amir Hamidi told CBN News what he's hearing from inside Iran.
Many Iranians, especially major cities like Tehran, Isfahan, Shiraz, and Mashhad, may be silent in public, but privately there is a sense of quiet relief. A growing portion of society blames the regime for dragging Iran toward war and international isolations through secrecy of nuclear ambitions.
Hamidi said many Iranians hope this could be the beginning of the end of the regime.
They're saying you are out of time, your weapons are compromised, your secrets are exposed, and your collapse has begun. The time is ticking, and see what happens. Everybody's hoping which it will be end of this nightmare and will be end of this tyranny of the Islamic Republic.
On Thursday, before Operation Rising Lion began, Prime Minister Netanyahu prayed at the Kotel and placed a note in the Western Wall. It read from Numbers chapter 23, "He shall rise like a lion and lift himself like a lioness." Netanyahu ended his message quoting Moses.
Over 3,000 years ago, Moses gave the people of Israel a message that has steeled their resolve ever since. "Be strong and courageous," he said. Today, our strong and courageous soldiers and people stand together to defend ourselves against those who seek our destruction. And by defending ourselves, we defend many others, and we roll back a murderous tyranny.
Chuck Holton, thanks for joining us. First of all, tell us where you are right now.
Chris, I'm just north of the Iranian border. As a matter of fact, the Iranian border is just behind those mountains back there behind me. And so I'm in Armenia, and I'm right on a road that is the main highway that Iran uses to transport its killer drones from Iran up into Russia through Armenia. So I'm literally standing 50 feet from that road, and you can watch the trucks going by. Of course, they try to hide what's in them, but many times it is military materiel going one direction or the other as Russia and Iran sort of exchange military information.
Yeah. We're several hours into Operation Rising Lion. From a military perspective, what's your analysis of what we know so far of what Israel has done?
Well, it's absolutely epic, this attack. It was obviously well thought out, well planned, well executed. They did not rely just on the conventional dropping bombs on different sites, but they had been infiltrating their way into Iran with anti-tank guided missiles, apparently, and killer drones and that sort of thing. For some time, and had been pre-positioning those all around Iran in strategic locations. And then when it was H hour, all of them did what they needed to do, what they had been set to do remotely, it sounds like. And, you know, it brings to mind the operation that took place in Russia, was it last week, by Ukraine, where they had over 100 drones that were autonomously launched. The reason that it brings that to mind is because we know that Ukraine and Israel have been working together closely, developing their drone technology. So it sounds like Israel has done the exact same thing inside Iran. They had a drone base that they built at a safe house there that the drones took off from and went and attacked various sites. And there's even images and videos coming out of those drones, nosing into some of these sensitive sites around Iran. And that really is a force multiplier. And it just shows how much warfare is changing right before our eyes. Yeah, it's also reminiscent of the attacks against the Hezbollah leadership. The number of senior leaders that Israel has eliminated is stunning, what they have done to the Iranian leadership. It is, and they have immediately replaced those people. So obviously they had a succession plan. However, those were the guys who were planning operations against Israel. And so it's definitely going to throw the leadership of Iran into chaos. And as a matter of fact, Israel put out just a short while ago that if Iran retaliated, that they would target the Ayatollah Khamenei. So obviously we know that Iran has retaliated now, and they've fired these drones that are headed your way towards you, Chris. And so we'll see what happens next. But just based on the amount of intelligence that Israel has been able to collect from deep inside the government and military inside Iran, I would say that those guys need to get into a bunker and fast if they want to see tomorrow. Yeah. Chuck, you're also hearing from people inside Iran on a WhatsApp group. What are they saying? That's right. Hearing from these they're Iranian Christians inside Iran, they say that the people are celebrating these attacks against their own country because they have all been oppressed by the Ayatollah's regime, and they are looking forward to the day when that government collapses and they can have a truly representative government inside Iran. And most of those people, the vast majority of the people that I've heard from, and they drive right by here on this road in front of me, and so they stop at the waysides and you can talk to them. I was just talking to some Iranian guys the last time I was here, and they're all friendly toward Israel. They don't hate Israel. It's just the leadership that is trying to whip up the fervor against Israel. And so I think that the bigger threat probably comes from the other countries like Yemen and Syria and Iraq at this point. Israel is doing amazing things at decapitating the military inside Iran, at going after their nuclear sites, but also they're hitting their critical infrastructure. And this is exactly what they need to do to affect regime change inside Iran. 30 seconds left, Chuck. How should people be praying? Well, I mean, I always just pray that God would thwart the plans of evil men and that he would give our leaders wisdom and courage to do the right thing. Now, I think especially President Trump right now definitely needs supernatural wisdom to know just how far we should go in supporting this as far as sending troops into harm's way. We already have 40,000 troops in the region, and sort of by definition, they are in harm's way. So we need to be praying for them as well.
Chuck Holton, thanks so much. There on the Iranian border.